Kathy. Hello, Polly, Linda. Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Okay, so, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Good morning. Now you can hear me. It's these, I don't know. These lives are so fun because you know what? Truthfully, it is life as it happens. And I am sitting here today, and you know what? I have my computer working. So that way I have some things I want to show you. So we know that that's going to work. But gosh, there's always one thing or the other. I mean, for example, my ring light burnt out, and I did buy some new ones that are sitting in a box right there. So I'm like, Lonnie, you got those yesterday. Why did you not set them up? And I'm like, gosh, you know what? I don't know. I guess I was busy doing 1,000 other different things. And then I went to go turn on my light that I usually go right there, and my light's not turning on. So I'm like, oh, bummer. You know what? It's the joys of, I guess, home ownership because it seems like something is always a muck. And then I'm like saying good morning to you. My microphone's all the way over there. And I'm like, ugh. But you know what? At least you know it's live and all that good stuff. So I do think I look like I'm sitting a little bit in the dark, but you know what? We're going to have this be an intimate setting. We're going to be like, oh yeah, no, it was soft lighting. We just hung around, we talked, and that's what we're going to do for the next hour. We're going to have a little intimate conversation in, in my kitchen. So it's Monday. Did everybody have a good weekend? Did anybody do anything fun? Anybody, have a new haircut, new outfit, new tattoo, anything new? Anything? Because let's see, this weekend, Friday was Friday. Saturday, I did record the podcast for the week, and I talked about imposter syndrome. And it was really cool. And I mean, it's not cool that I felt like I had imposter syndrome because in doing my research, I really realized that it is just it's another byproduct of a very long list of things that my childhood has the cause and effect. And you know what? And here's the thing is like I love my parents. I love my parents with every fiber of my being, but dang, did they did they deck me up? And you know what? It's like they never purposely, never one day did my parents wake up and be like, hey, it's a really good day to mess with Lonnie's psyche. And but that's just the reality is that it was. So it's like this weekend when I was recording the podcast, a part of me was like, when is this going to end? When am I going to be able to get a firm grasp on all of my childhood traumas? And the reality is, and it's not a sad reality, but I think the reality is that this is something that I am going to be having to acknowledge and deal with for the rest of my life. But the way I look at it is so long as I can acknowledge it and so long as I can be aware of it, then I can counteract it. And to me that I can deal with that. I can do that. I mean, so long as I have a game plan on how I'm going to counteract my cause and effect, I'm okay with that. So this imposter syndrome that I have been talking about all last week, it all went back to that outfit on Saturday when I went to Nordstrom's and I didn't like my outfit, yada, yada. I tell the whole story on the podcast. But ever since I acknowledged it, ever since I saw it, it's been such a change of energy and it's been really cool. And in talking to Robert about it, it really made me realize that, gosh, I have been suffering this, I would say in reality, probably for the last year. And it was whenever I think once I hit 1 million followers on TikTok, it just was like instantly like, I don't know. It was so weird. It was like as soon as I did that, I think part of me got scared. Part of me got scared of success. My sister always used to say, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. And I had worked so hard to get to that number that once I got there, I'm like, I don't deserve this. And so it's been a year in the making, but gosh, you know what? I tell you, as soon as I acknowledged it, and as soon as I saw it, and as soon as I was like, "You're not welcome in my life," this last week has just been an amazing transformation of my energy. And I guess the best way that I can, oh, okay. Courtney says, "Hey, Lonnie, I'm going to do my best to be here today, but I got to get a hold of my doc." Courtney, you and your health is way more important than anything on here. I mean, truthfully, we have such an amazing group that you know what, we can all watch out for each other. Um, Text me and let me know how you're doing later. So I love you. Don't worry about it. Um, but it's just been it's been an amazing transformation. And I guess the best way that I can explain this is I felt like I was wearing somebody else's skin. Okay, so I say skin, but I correlated to that outfit that I wore. And as soon as I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to start being very authentic to myself. It's been amazing. And I wrote something down and that I really want to talk to you about this. And the whole podcast is on Spotify and iTunes, and I have it scheduled for after our live. But I think the big thing about the imposter syndrome and why I was so scared of success and so scared of like acknowledging my success is that I have this huge fear that if I acknowledge something good, it's going to go away. And that's just, again, a byproduct of my childhood. And it's like having hope and then having it stomped on, or wishing for something better and having it not transpire. So in the very recesses of my mind, I still do that. And I finally realized that I'm a big girl. You know, I know there's going to be ups and downs, and I know that there's going to be good things and bad things. And that's just part of life. And I'm going to stop being scared of those good things and just waiting for them to go away. And I'm going to start embracing me for who I am. And during the podcast, I even told Robert, I said, it's really important for me as a content creator, as a social media influencer. It's really, really, really important for me that anytime I talk about a subject, or I say like, you know what, do this for self-esteem, or do this or do that, that I just don't turn off the cameras and turn around and walk away and not apply that to my own life. And I think that that's one of the ways that I have had substantial growth is that everything that I am trying to tell you about helping you in your journey, I'm turning it inwards and I am applying it to myself. So I'm a living example that it does work, and that is what the podcast was all about. But it's really weird, and then I'm going to say really quick, but this imposter syndrome is all part of the confidence thing. You know, it's if you have self-confidence, you're not going to have imposter syndrome. It's just another byproduct of not being confident. So I am working on my confidence, and I am working on just being like, I'm going to start embracing good things as good things happen, you know, and I am really, and I'm going to say it. And this is really difficult for me, but I think I need to do it. But I'm really proud of my success. I'm really proud of the hard work that I have put in for the last 5 years. I mean, right now I'm at 1.2 million followers across all my platforms. And that's a lot of people. I mean, that's a lot of hard work. And so it's okay for me to be like, you know what, Lonni, you done good. You done good. You worked hard and you done good. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I have. And this is just the beginning. You know what? I'm done. I'm shaking off that imposter syndrome. So y'all need to buckle up, because it's going to be a heck of a ride. It's going to be a duck and ride. So, all right, that was me and my weekend. Polly says, I wish I had a new tattoo, but my appointment is first on 3rd. So you're going the 3rd of August, and oh my gosh, I told my best friend that we were going to get matching tattoos and that we were going to get a little tattoo in our ears. And she's like, "Well, when are we doing it? When are we doing it?" And I'm like, "I don't even have an artist right now. I mean, Brian is in Chicago. Austin is booked up. You can't get in to see him." And I'm like, "I have no idea." And also too, it's like I want to do the side of my neck first, and then I'm going to go up into my ear. Polly says, "You do deserve all the good that happens to you. I actually discovered you through another YouTuber who was authentic, authentic, authentic about your post that I decided to check you out. Be proud." Really? That was enthusiastic. I'm sorry. You know what, Polly? Oh, September 3rd. Okay. You know what? That's really cool. You know what? And that makes me feel good that another YouTuber, you see, and that's it. And I am very humble. I'm always going to be humble, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to let that humility stop me. And also, too, I can't pronounce words. I don't know. I mean, on the podcast, I'm like, "Robert, how do you pronounce this word?" And he's like, "Paralysis." And I'm like, "Paralysis." So that's part of my quirky nature. But that's really cool. You know what, Polly? That just made me feel really good. And I am going to, here's the thing, and here's where I'm working on and where I'm working at. It's that I have to acknowledge the difference between being confident and being proud of myself and being arrogant or cocky or something like that. Me being like, "Yeah, you know what? I've worked hard and I'm here," is different than being arrogant. And so that's my little mantra for every morning. It's like, "Yeah, you know what? You're allowed to be okay without being arrogant." And I try not to be arrogant. And I almost slipped into an old habit today. I almost just picked out like a Schmidt outfit. I'm like, that is not going to work. So I filmed my outfit of the day and I really liked it. And also too, I did post a video yesterday. I have been doing my style videos a little bit differently and I really like the way that they're turning out. I am doing more, instead of just like standing in front of the camera and showing you an outfit and then like not talking to you, I'm starting to talk more and explain why I'm wearing what I'm wearing a little bit more. And I want to start incorporating it more into like, let me style you kind of content. And I really like that idea. So in the mornings when I'm getting ready, I'm like, here's my idea of what I want to wear. This is kind of like the energy where I'm at. These are the items I'm picking. Let's see if they work out. If they don't work out, here's how I'm changing it. And so far it's been really good. It's because I have like a little tracker and right now it's tracking as #1 video. And I'm like, "Ooh, this is so exciting." So I'm going to start posting those videos twice a week. Because you know what? I get dressed 7 days a week. And so I don't want to make my videos super long, but I am going to start doing my little style videos twice a week. And just showing you what I'm wearing, why I'm wearing, giving you some suggestions, giving you some tips. And I really like how that's going because I don't know if you remember or not, on Friday I told you I think that I was kind of shooting myself in the foot, that I was just concentrating on style over 50 because, you know, I am over 50, but I think that my style is for anybody of any age. And so I'm going more along those lines of like, hey, whoever you're out there, if you want to learn how to style a pair of overalls, I got you covered. And it's been really fun so far. So I like that. And then I did start my subscription service for Instagram. Okay. On Friday, we came up with the concept and I got all excited. You know, on Saturday morning, I did my promo reel. I posted it and I have 0 subscribers for my new platform, but I'm okay with that because here's another thing in my growth of knowing that I don't have imposter syndrome and I don't need instant gratification is this is a product that I need to build. I mean, this isn't an add water for overnight night success. And it's like, well, honey, you've been doing this for 5 years and this has gotten you, this is a new idea. So now you need to work on it, just like my style video here on YouTube. So I am all like, shh, I'm good. I'm good that I have no new subscribers, because I started thinking about it this morning when I was getting ready. And I'm like, Lonni, what are you offering them? You have zero content on your platform that is associated with this product that you're selling. So I did a product review, and for the life of me, Instagram will not let me upload any reels right now. And I'm like, Instagram. But I am not letting it stop me. So I'm gathering style videos, and I'm posting them to subscribers only on Instagram. And again, I'm doing so. Let me tell you what I'm offering them, because I put a little effort into this. Actually, I put a lot of effort into it. But what I'm offering them is behind the scenes, like I will just like little kind of like behind the scenes kind of life thing. I'm offering coaching. So if there's somebody out there that has a specific problem with their style or a specific outfit or a specific event that they want to go to, I am offering coaching. I'm going to be doing some classes, so I have to build that. I'm doing product reviews. And again, I'm doing the one-on-one style advice. So I did a product review, and I every time I do something and every time I post it there, I am going to do a little like, hey, I just posted it there. But here's the thing is that I did run into a little glitch, just a little like hiccup. And what that was is that I posted my promo reel where I'm like, hey, I'm offering all of these things. It's great. You know, hit the subscriber button. We're going to have a great time. And then a lot of people were like, awesome. How do I style this? And great, that sounds like a great idea. How do I do this? But they're not subscribing. So then I'm all like, well, what do I do? Do I tell them I'm not going to answer their question unless they subscribe? Because, you know, I don't want to be like rude about it, but I don't want to give the farm away for free either. Because you know what, if I answer their question, what's their motivation to subscribe to my channel? So I am going to respond to them, and I'm going to post the video, but I'm going to post it as subscriber only. And then I'll go back and I'll be like, that was a great suggestion. You know what? I just posted it on my subscriber channel. Please subscribe, you know, for the answer or something like that. I mean, and do you think that that's a good response? I want your feedback on that, because I haven't posted anything yet. I'm just pretending to ignore it at the moment. But if you were the person who asked that question, would that be a nice way to get the response? So I want your feedback on that, because, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help one another. Okay, so I went and I got a microdermabrasion this weekend. And if you don't know what a microdermabrasion is, it's a facial that it's where they take a little machine. Now, it looks like a little alien machine. It's like a little, I don't know, it probably the size of, maybe the size of the tip of this lipstick. And what it does is it shoots water, it shoots a serum into your skin. It's like a high pressure little power washer. So it's like, psh, and then at the same time, it's like kind of like a pool cleaner. It's like, so it's shooting the product into your skin and vacuuming your skin all at the same time. And I got that done this weekend. It's my favorite facial, because I have had regular facials, and hold on really quick. Polly says, yeah, I think that they responded to you. They respond to you subscriber content. I would expect people to subscribe if they want to get the response. I think it's only fair. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you, Polly. And, you know, and the thing is like, if they get upset about that, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to, I just can't do it, because it's not fair to the people who are actually going to subscribe, and then they'd be like, why do I have to pay for the subscriber, for the subscription, and they get it for free. So I was just a little taken aback that they're like, they didn't get my idea and they didn't get my message. Courtney says, I would just remind them, hey, you should sub and I will answer any question you have. Yeah, I will. I'll do that. I just, it's sometimes I find myself avoiding confrontation, and I'm just gonna see here. It all ties back, and it just went in my mind, but it all ties back to my imposter syndrome, and I need to realize that my time and my advice and what I'm offering them, it deserves a subscription. I'm offering them a service, and I deserve for them to subscribe for me to answer that. So look at me growing my self-confidence and my self-esteem. So I went and I got my little microderm, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, I've had facials, and facials are fine, but I feel like I need more assistance with my skin. And then, hello, Cheryl, how are you? Everybody say hello to Cheryl. So I think I need a little bit more than a facial. And then I've had the chemical peels also. But the chemical peels really do give me like a peely skin. And I'm in front of I'm in front of y'all way too much to be like, hey, you know what? My face is flaking off, but just ignore the little skin flapping around, because the last couple of times I did it, I would be talking and my eyes would be doing this because I would see little pieces of skin like just flapping around on my nose or my cheeks. And then, Robert and Brandon would be looking at me and they'd be like, why do you have skin all over your face? And I'm like, don't look at me. So that's a little bit too aggressive. And I have found that the microdermabrasion is, for me, a very, it's a middle of the road, more than a facial, but less than a chemical peel. So that's what I did. Absolutely love it. Where did my little notes go? Who's please? Oh, and then I wanted to tell you, because we've done a couple of posts about this, but you know what? The Barbie movie is doing really well. And you know what? Truthfully, it makes my heart happy, because it's just a goofy, feel-good movie. I mean, am I going to go see it? Absolutely not. It's not in my wheelhouse of movies. I mean, if Barbie was a zombie, I would probably go see it. But to me, it just kind of shows that we as a society are just looking for something that's not negative. And if you've seen the Barbie movie, let me know your thoughts on it. Like I said, I won't be going to the movie theaters because, it's not in my wheelhouse of what I like to see, but I just thought it was kind of cool that, people can just be for a moment, be like, you know what, I want to stop being angry and I just want to go see a movie about a Barbie. And people are going to read all sorts of stuff into all sorts of things, and it's up to us whether or not we want to listen to that. But I say, good for you, Barbie. I'm glad that you are doing well. You know what? And it's good for Hollywood, and it's good for the economy. And I say, good for you. So, all right, let's talk about some meal prepping, because we do have a lot of information we're going to be talking about. Now, if you've been following me, yeah, Linda says that would be great. Zombie Barbie. Yes. You know what? I think that would be awesome. I mean, she can still be cute. She would just have to be a little decayed looking. And she could be, maybe the anti-hero still. I don't know. But that's the only way I'm going to go see a Barbie movie, is if she is a zombie. All right. So if you've been following along on my little journey of weight loss, you know that I have been intermittent fasting. And I'm starting to see the results. And when I started the intermittent fasting, I was weighing, I think, like 131, 132, somewhere around there. And my ideal weight for my frame and my size is right about 118 pounds. So I have some weight to drop. And I would, and nothing was happening. And you know what? Nothing was, it just wasn't going anywhere. It was like, hi, I'm here to stay. And I'm like, no, you're not. So I tried the intermittent fasting. Now, last time I weighed myself, I was right at 128 pounds, and I am just on that little cusp of 127. So I'm super excited about that because I have not seen a 7 in a very long time. So part of my intermittent fasting is that I don't eat until noon. I eat between noon and 6. I don't eat after 6 o'clock. And that has helped a lot because I'm a snacker. I can sit there and I can eat one cookie at 6 o'clock and then be like, you know what? It's 6:45. I think it's time for another cookie. Or I'd be like, you know what? It's 6:45. I'm going to go in and have another little snack or this or that. And I just, oh, hold on just a second. This Lonnie.
Hi, Lonni. This is Taylor calling from South Temecula Veterinary Hospital. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was just giving you a call about Independence's paw plan if you had a minute.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually right in the middle of a YouTube live. Can I call you back?
I can also just send you an email if that's easier. And then if you have any questions, just give us a call.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Just go ahead and shoot me an email.
Perfect. I will do that.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
The only reason I picked that up is because it was Indy's vet and she had just gone for some shots. And I was like, oh no, something's wrong with Indy, but everything's fine. Everything's fine. So, okay. So that upset me. I was like, there's something wrong with my baby. So, okay. I was a snacker. I stopped snacking. And part of my intermittent fasting, again, is that I cannot eat until noon. Now, what's happening is that as soon as 12:01 comes, I am like, let's eat, because I'm hungry by that time. So what I have started doing is I've started planning out my meals a little bit more to the point where it's like, okay, you know what, at 12:01 comes, you need to eat something right away, but it needs to be something healthy that is going to hold you over. So then that way you can make yourself your one really good, nutritious meal. And that's what led me to the whole meal prep kind of idea. Because if I start trying to figure out my meal when I'm that hungry, I'm not going to pick the right foods. So it's really important for me to plan ahead while I'm not hungry. So I found some information on meal planning that I wanted to share with you because it was really interesting, because what I didn't really know is that there is, hold on here. There's 3 different ways how to meal prep, okay? You can sit there and you can build a like a crock pot kind of idea. A lot of times what I'll do is I will make a big crock pot full of spaghetti, and then I put it into individual little containers, and then that way I'll have it there. Now, I usually make the spaghetti crock pot for Robert and Brandon because that's a little bit too heavy and a little bit too much of a pasta thing for me. But you can look into any sorts of recipes. And I went hunting on Pinterest and I put some recipes into our morning show live. But look into just, again, healthy meal planning. Maybe do a crock pot full of rice and chicken and some vegetables, and then you put those into your containers, put them in the refrigerator, and that's going to be your meal. Now, another thing that you can do is more of an individual kind of like meal prepping, to where you take your containers and you have some chicken, some rice, and some vegetables, and you have those all laid out in your container, and you put them in your refrigerator, and you have those available. Now, another way of meal planning, which until I actually started looking into this, I really didn't have that concept of there being 3 different ways to meal prep. And another way that you can meal prep is you can plan your dinners kind of like, like the dinner delivery service where they'll send you all the ingredients all chopped up and then they send that to you. Well, on Sundays, you can plan out your big meals. You can be like, on Monday, I'm having this dinner. On Tuesday, I'm having this one. On Wednesday, I'm having this one. And then you can do all the prep work. I mean, let's just say, for example, you're having cauliflower tacos on Tuesday, which I absolutely love. You can sit there and you can chop up all of your. Oh, Tina's here. Hey, Lonni. I'm stopping by fast today. Unfortunately, I have an appointment and can't stay, but I will watch you tonight. Thank you. Love you. Thank you for stopping by. I always love seeing your name on Monday. So if I wanted to meal prep this cauliflower taco night, what I would do is I would absolutely chop up my cauliflower. I would put all of my mixture together in another container. I would I would make the rice ahead of time. And then that way, what I do is you get home, you already have your chopped up cauliflower, you put your seasoning in, you throw that in the oven, you already have your rice, you just have to do your tortillas, and that would be a meal prep. Because I think what happens is that we get it so ingrained in our mind that a meal prep is nothing but little boxes full of predestined food, which it is, but there's other ways to do it. And just like everything else, just like style, fashion, makeup, tattoos, you need to find the way that is going to work best for you, incorporated into your routine. Now, for me personally, I absolutely, I don't have any problem just planning and making my meal as long as I'm not hungry. So my meal prep again is that first bite of food that I have at 12:01. And what I like to do is like an egg bite. I love egg bites. Starbucks has an amazing, I get the mushroom and kale bite, and it's 230 calories. I was eating it the other day on one of my videos. And so what I'll do, and again, this recipe is in my little Pinterest board, is I will meal prep some egg bites where you take a muffin tin and you do your eggs, your feta cheese. You could put a little bit of, what else would I put in there? I put in maybe a little bit of spinach. You put them all in your little egg trays, you bake them, and then you have your egg bites. For me, that is the ideal way for me to meal prep, because then again, it cuts down on my hunger in a really easy way to allow me to then make my one meal without making the wrong meal. Because I'm telling you right now, when I'm hungry and I go to cook, I go for like breads. Breads are absolutely my downfall, and nothing will stick pounds on me more than bread. Now, I have been on this whole diet thing for quite a while, and I absolutely have been loving couscous. And I love to say it and I love to eat it. And there's different kinds of couscous that you can eat. But the one that I have been enjoying the most is just the plain couscous. And I have been eating that in replacement of rice. And one box, and it's super easy to make. I just get boxed couscous, and what you do is you put 2 cups water in a saucepan. You put a tablespoon of either butter or olive oil in there. You wait until it boils. You put your box of couscous in. You put a cover in. You take it off the heat and you let it set for 5 minutes. And I'm like, where have you been my whole life? I love this. And one box will last me for 3 days. So what I do is I take my box of couscous, which I love to say, and I put it into 3 separate containers. Now, the only thing I have to do is add some sort of protein, whether it is my plant-based chicken patty or some tofu or some scrambled eggs, something like that. I just put it right there, and it is yummy. That food's so nice they named it twice. Exactly, Courtney. They just didn't call it couscous. It was couscous. So yesterday I had my couscous. I had a plant-based chicken patty, and then a little gluten-free biscuit, and it reminded me so much of chicken and waffles with a little bit of just like the couscous is almost like a cornmeal, and it was just the most satisfying dinner. And so that's how one of the ways that I meal prep is by making my couscous. It's for 3 days. I have it in separate containers. Again, I just have to add the protein. Um, Ooh, Linda says I had couscous and roasted vegetables for lunch. See? And I was so just focused, so hyper focused on white rice that I wasn't trying anything else. And I really like this. Now, they do have like flavored one, like it has like pine nuts and this or mushrooms and that. I like the plain one a little bit better because it's a little bit less sodium, and I want it in a replacement of white rice. So I do that. Now, another thing that I really like to do, and I love cottage cheese. And I know cottage cheese is very popular right now, but I've been eating cottage cheese since I was a kid. Again, that used to be the only thing I would eat was cottage cheese and toasted hamburger buns. So I have had an eating problem since birth. But I love cottage cheese. And what I'll do is I'll take it out of its container and I will put it into separate little containers. And I do that because it's just easy to grab. And sometimes, again, if I'm grabbing food while I'm hungry, I grab more than I should. It's just nature. It's just what we do. And by taking that one step and going a little bit further and planning it while you're not at that maximum hunger is going to, in the long run, be really beneficial for you. So I'll take my container of cottage cheese and I'll put them into little separate containers. And then I'll just either throw a banana or some blueberries or something like that with it. Sometimes I just have cottage cheese and couscous. I mean, it's really good. And so I take those and I separate that. It's all about proportions and making your portions while, again, you're not hungry. Now, let's see, what else can we do? There, truthfully, the only downside to meal prepping is if you don't eat what you prep. And I personally, if you're going to be planning this, I would make sure it's not a food that gets soggy. I wouldn't meal prep like any sort of breads or anything like that. I would stick more with your basic foods that are going to last, that are not going to get super duper soggy. Now, another thing that you can do is they do have apps out there. And I did the fasting app for like 3 days. And then I finally figured out, you're like, no, Lonni, you know what? You can eat between noon and 6. You don't need to pay somebody to remind you to eat between noon and 6. So I removed one off my phone and I need to cancel the subscription for the other one. But there are apps out there that you can look on your phone that will actually help you meal prep. So if you need a little bit more of a help with this, just find a meal prep app and then, follow along with that. And that will help you out. Now, I do want to show you. I want to show you because every meal prep you have to have, hold on here. I actually took the time this morning, made sure everything was working. When I first started setting up for my live, my computer was not showing my second screen again. And I was like, oh no, we are not doing this again. I am not going to sit here for 5 minutes and, and fiddle with my computer so I can show them what I want to show them. So what I want to show you are some cool things you can put your couscous in. I want to show you some of the containers that I found on Amazon for you. And that's not right. Okay, so we are going to, I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm just not going to do that because you know what? It's not what I want, and it is not picking up. There. Yes. Score! I fixed it. I was not going to sit here and have defeat yet once again. You know what? I have been doing this way too long for me to be like, gosh, I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties because I can't get my act together. But no, I fixed it. So I'm going to show you a couple of container things. Teresa says, good morning, Teresa. How are you? We are talking about meal prepping right now. And I am going to show you the first one I want to show you. All right. Transition. Hello. All right. So I found a couple of different containers. And to me, it's like, if I'm going to go into this, I want to be prepared because the last thing I want to be doing is trying to figure out what I'm going to put my food in. So I found this one here. This is a Rubbermaid food storage container. And they come in different sizes. And the thing that I really liked about this one is I like those little snappy things on the top. I don't know about you, but sometimes it's like, maybe it's my dishwasher, but the tops don't really fit well on my Tupperwares. And if you're going to be preparing your food in advance, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that your containers are working and they're doing their thing. So this is just this is a 9-piece set, and they have a 5-piece set for $64.88. And then they have a 12-piece set, which for some reason the 12-piece set is actually cheaper than the 5-piece set at $43.46. So I did put this link down below because, again, I am all sorts of technology, because what's been happening is I've been talking to you about things, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'll put the link down below. You can check it out. And then 1,000 different things happen as soon as I am done with my live, and then I don't get to the link. So everything I'm showing you, the link is already there. Now I did find, and this is it has a different closure. Come on, Lonni, you can say your words. I know you can. This one right here, this is it's more of a stackable. This is a little bit easier storage. And this is from Joseph Joseph. It has 4.5 ratings. It's been 2,294 ratings for $26.75. It is on sale. This one, for me, when I'm meal prepping, this would be something that I would put you could put all your chicken in it. This would be more if you are the kind of meal prepping to where you're going to chop up your foods and get everything ready so it's super easy for you to make. These would be a good meal prep for that. And they have their little colorful lids. Easy to store. And there they are there. So this one is a 12-piece set for $26.75. Now they do have bigger sets. This one right here has both. Okay, well, I am not going to take this phone call because it is not Indy's vet. So this one is a little bit bigger, and then they have just different sets that you can choose from. Again, it's going to be whatever. Oh, that's a nice one for $34.95 because that one has the different little containers. So there you go. So again, it's going to be just you and whatever it is that you need. Now, they do come in glass also. So I do want to show you this one. And this one is a Pyrex, which I love Pyrex. Ooh, look at my eyebrow. I look like I had one angry eyebrow. So this is a Pyrex bowl set starting at $37.99. And again, just pick a cool little meal prep set that you're going to want to use. And it's all about, again, finding your need and what you do. But I'm going to tell you right now, going back to the original subject that I started with today about the imposter syndrome, you know what? We all need to tell ourselves that we deserve to do good things for ourselves. You know, sometimes I think we just sit there and we can be as kind as the day is long to other people. But then when it comes to being kind to ourselves, we're like, you know what? I'm just going to take a pass on that. Oop, I pushed the wrong button. Did you tell that? So I am going to say right now, you know what? Being kind to other people is extremely important. And I am really glad you are. I am a very kind person. I'm just not kind to myself. So this is my plea to you in whatever it is that you're searching for in your life, whether it's meal prepping, whether it's your style, whether it is just how you carry yourself, and whether or not it's just how you think about yourself in general. You deserve to be nice to yourself. I mean, it is amazing how many times I hear people saying the exact same things I do to myself. It's like, I wish I had confidence, but I don't look like, I don't like the way I look. And I'm like, no, no, no. You know what? And that's, if you say, I don't like the way I look, you're not going to like the way you look. And it's just a matter of just taking those voices in your head, that is that self-talk, and be like, you know what? I'm no longer going to tell myself these mean things. I'm not telling you that you have to sit there and be like, I am the most beautiful person in the world. I'm the best person in the world. I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is you need to stop the negativity. Stop the negativity. Let the dust settle. Let your psyche just have a break. And then start building your confidence from there. You know what? It's like, I get comments all the time. It's like, I don't like the way I look and clothes look horrible on me. And I'm like, well, you know what? If you walked into a store to buy clothes with that mentality, I guarantee you're not buying clothes that make you feel good. You're walking into that store with the mentality of like, I don't look good, so I'm just going to buy whatever and I'm going to throw it on my body, and then I'm not going to care because I don't look good. I know that inner voice because I lived with that inner voice. You have no idea how many times I would be like, I want that style. I want that confidence. And that a-hole of an inner voice was like, you're not going to get that. I mean, you can want it all you want. You don't deserve that. Or you're never going to be that tall. You're never going to be that pretty. You're never going to be this. I know these things, and I say these things from experience. I have crawled my way out of the depths of just self-loathing, and I'm telling you right now, if I can do it, so can you. But only you can do it. I cannot do it for you. The only thing I can do is show you by example that it can be done. I mean, it is your road to happiness. And I beg you to please just stop saying those mean things about yourself and start saying, if nothing else, don't say anything. Give it a break. I'm not telling you to go from I don't look good to like I'm a supermodel, but how about, you know what? I'm just going to give myself a break today. You know what, Lonnie? I'm just not going to say anything mean about myself today. And I'm going to be listening for you. And if I catch you saying something mean about yourself, I'm going to tell you to stop. And that's what we need to do. It would be like walking by a school. Let's just say you're walking by a school and you see these group of kids, all right? And there's one little kid, and all of the bigger kids are picking on that little kid. They're calling that little kid names, and they're making that little kid cry, and they're making that little kid feel really bad about themselves. Are you going to just walk by? Are you going to be that person where you're not going to stop and be like, hey, stop picking on that little kid? Because I guarantee you I would. And we need to start doing that for ourselves. We need to start listening to the bullies in our heads and say, enough. And it will enable you to start being like, hey, you know what? I deserve to meal prep. I deserve to be like, I want to eat healthy. You know what? I am perfectly okay with my weight, but I just want to eat healthier. You know why? Because I value myself. And that's what we need to do. I can sit here all day long and I can be like, do A, B, C, and D. And if your inner voices are going, well, that's good for her, but you ain't never going to do that. You just need to tell them to shut the duck up. Period. End of story. Whew. I just made myself sweat. There you go. I did not see that one coming, but boy, boy, oh boy, oh boy, am I glad I wore deodorant today because I really was sweating. Because you have no idea how much I value each and every single one of you. And you have no idea how much I want you to find your happiness. And your happiness, only you know what your happiness looks like. I just want you to give yourself the opportunity to explore it and to find it because it's not an easy road. I mean, it's a lonely road. It's a treacherous road. And I've had to transverse a lot of this on my own. And I know how just hearing like a positive affirmation or just hearing somebody saying like you're valued and you deserve this can make a huge difference. And if I can do that for you, it is 100% my honor. Kathy says, I agree, meal prep should not be done when you're hungry, just like grocery shopping. I am horrible about that. If I'm hungry when I go grocery shopping, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to the cookie aisle. I will see you in about 30 minutes because I'm going to go get the most obnoxious amounts of cookies you've ever seen. Because if I allow myself to get too hungry, I crave sugar like crazy. Tina says, you're absolutely right. I unfortunately do that to myself too much. I have to go. Love you, Lonni, and thank you for being you. You are very welcome, Tina. Linda says, I agree. Preparing nice food for yourself is self-love. Absolutely. And that leads to that one little bit of self-love, that one little bit of like, I'm going to eat healthy today. I'm going to do something kind for myself will lead to more dialogue of more positive things. And the thing is, it's like, it's not a switch. All right. If you have any sort of, anything that you're struggling with, because I guarantee you right now, I don't care who you are. Um, we all have these insecurities and we all have these doubts. And it's how we process these insecurities and these doubts are what separates us from being happy to having imposter syndrome, thinking that we don't, our successes aren't important. So it's how you process those inner thoughts is the difference between happiness and not happiness. Kathy says there are a million people out there who can put us down. Don't be a number. Million and one. Be good to yourself. Absolutely. And that's just the thing. It's like, yeah, we don't need people putting us down because we already put ourselves down. And it's little things. And it's little things like I have people being like, "Oh, I can't wear that because I have a turkey neck." Don't laugh at that. There's nothing funny about that. Saying that you have a turkey neck is not funny. Putting yourself down is not funny. I don't care how many times you'd give me a comment and you put a little laughing emoji or the LOL or the LAMO, whatever it is. I'm never going to laugh back. I'm never going to agree with you. I'm never going to respond back going like, haha, yeah, I totally get you. Mm-mm. No, I'll respond back being like, don't say that about yourself. I'll respond back going like, you know what, until you stop thinking like that, things are not going to change. Because a lot of times what we try to do is we try to hide our hurt with humor. And that's another human aspect. But saying mean things to yourself isn't any less painful when you laugh about it. I can joke about myself all day long. I was talking about having like that one really long hair when I was younger. I mean, that's okay to joke about yourself like that. But me, if I were to sit here and be like, like, oh, you know what? I'm not worthy. I don't know why you all follow me. That's not funny. So there is a big difference between, being able to poke fun at yourselves and then also to covering up your insecurity with making a joke about it. Because it's not funny. We get so many messages of negativity as it is. I mean, we're a society of perfection. If you don't look like one of the Kardashians, you ain't perfect. And we already get told that. And so we already get told that on the outside, but we are the ones that need to tell ourselves on the inside that we are exactly who we need to be. So, wow, that took a turn. I did not even plan on that one. But and that's one of the things I love about my show so much. It's like sometimes it just organically comes to the point where there's a message, and that message again is just self-love. We I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just I was gonna say maybe it was just my childhood, but maybe we just don't tell our kids enough that being them is okay. I don't know. I don't know where this all comes from. I don't know if we were okay as kids, which I was never okay, but I don't know if you're okay as a child and then just society wears you down, or you were you okay when you're in your 20s but society has worn you down in your 50s. I mean, it's a really kind of interesting thing to figure out, where did this self-doubt come from? Is it something that you've been struggling with your entire life, or is it new? Is it something that has happened to where maybe, like me, you've gained some weight that you didn't plan and anticipate? Because I tell you what, as soon as I got to a certain age, I would even look at food and be like, hey, welcome. You know what? I'm going to go hang out in your backside right there, and I'm here to stay. And I could have sat there and been like, well, I had a good run. I might be 58 years old, but I liked my shape for at least 57 years. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, yeah, I see you. I see you hanging out there, on my little jelly roll. But you know what? I'm going to at least eat healthy and feel good about myself. And if I still have a roll, I still have a roll. But at least I'm going to feel good about myself while I have a roll. So there you go. Like I said, that was very that took a turn. It did. So, okay. I tell you, there's lots of things going on. I tried making that appointment to go get my foot MRI and my lungs, because I want to make sure that what's going on in there, because I did smoke for so many years. And the insurance company was like, yeah, we see your order, but it hasn't been approved. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta approve my MRI before I can get it. And I just got a text that I just got a text that it's been approved. So it says, oh, and then also too, I got a little news story here that says these 8 habits could add up to 24 years to your life. Wow. Guess what we're talking about next Monday? We're talking about that because we already have our week all planned. Now, tomorrow we're actually going to do something a little bit different. And I don't typically poke fun at things, but we're going to look at some tattoo fails tomorrow. They're all over the internet, and I'm telling you right now, they are bad. And so we're going to take a look at them in kind of like a way of what could have been done to prevent that. And a lot of them is just basically spell check. But we're going to look at tattoo fails. We're going to see what could have been done to prevent them, and maybe some ideas on how to fix them now. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about teeth whitening, because I think whiter teeth, I like my teeth, and I like my teeth to be white. And so there's all sorts of misinformation out there. There's all sorts of like, hey, this will work and it doesn't work. So we're going to look into that. On Thursday, I tell you right now, you need to come buckled in for Thursday, because I found an article of over 50 influencers suggestions for your fashion over 50. And I took a look at them, and I'm like, you could not force me. I would go naked. I would go undressed before I would wear those things. And I'm 58 years old. So I get to voice my opinion. And we're going to take a look at them, because that's the stigma. That's the stereotype of what fashion over 50 looks like. So we're going to take that one head on. And then on Friday, we're talking about sobriety. I talked about that on July 4th. And I think I'm going to start talking about it a little bit more, because not only does the tips for sobriety help if you have an addiction, but it also helps in any sort of aspect of your life, whether or not you want to break a habit of not working out, whether you want to break a habit of a bad eating habit. So we're going to look at a little bit at sobriety, and I found an article about a lot of celebrities that are sober, and we're going to take a look at them because you know what, it's inspirational. Sometimes by addressing an addiction like that, when you know you're not the only one, it helps realize that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not the only one that's going through this. So we are looking at that. And then for today, it's right this moment, my podcast YouTube has gone live. So if you want to watch the conversation that Robert and I had, that is now live. Tomorrow's video is going to be of when I went to the Free People store and checked out their store and got a new outfit. Gosh, lots going on. I tell you right now, I got rid of that whole imposter syndrome thing and I am just on fire. I feel like I get to be as creative as I want to now. And I am bam. I'm killing it. I tell you right now, every time you turn on YouTube, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, there she is again. And I'm gonna be like, here I am. I showed up. I'm proud of myself. I've done a lot of hard work. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here to be loud. I'm here to tell you that you are amazing. And that's our show for today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some good ideas for meal prepping. By all means, if you want to check out any of the meal prepping stuff, I posted it on the description for the Amazon products are down below. And yes, I do get a commission off of anything that you buy off of Amazon, but I do appreciate that. And I put some meal ideas and some meal prepping ideas into my Pinterest, which is down below also. And I hope that you all have a great Monday. I love you dearly. You are an amazing platform. And you know what? I value each and every single one of you. So we'll be back tomorrow. Oh, no. Lonni, I didn't mean that you were putting anyone down. No, I didn't take it that way at all, Kathy. I did not. If I responded to that in any sort of way, I didn't mean that. I didn't take it as that. So girl, y'all, you can say it is not a problem. I did not take it like that. So I'm going to run. I have a busy day. Love you all dearly. Have a great Monday. Stay cool. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow for some tattoo fails. It's going to be fun. All right, everyone. Bye. Where is my button?